YouTube? It's your boy. Hey, yo, welcome back to y'all with another Tex Nation fan talk. You already know what time it is today. I'm coming at y'all with the best free agents and drafted players in the past 10 years that the Houston Texans have made. If you enjoy this video, go ahead and smash the like if you want to see more Houston Texans content. Go ahead and drop the sub. Try to get this video to 45 likes. I would really appreciate that. Now let's get into this. Before I get into the main event of the topic, we're going to go over the honorable mentions. First is going to be Shane Lecter, who we brought in 2013. He's a future Hall of Fame punter. When he was with Houston Texans, the dude would pin the opponents in their own end zone, make some very good plays for our defense to go out there and, stop the opposing side. The next honorable mention, free agent, 2015, when we brought in Vince Wilfork, Big Vince. He was a very important part of the fact that we made that playoff push in 2016. The dude really was making plays. He signed 2 years with the Houston Texans, and he made plays, man. Another free agent in 2019 when we brought in, my personal opinion, Tyrann Gibson. When he was here, he was clamps on those tight ends, and I personally feel if we had him in that 2019 Kansas City game, we probably would have beat them, because when he played against them early on in that season, he clamped up those guys. Now, the honorable mention draft picks. I got Whitney Merciless. Now, he was a first round pick, I know, but he is second all time in sacks for the Houston Texans. He was working when he was playing with the Houston Texans. A lot of people have a sour taste in their mouth just because he got the bag. I believe it was 2019, 2020 off season. Regardless of the fact, I think Whitney Merciless was a gamer. He was a baller with the Houston Texans. Wanted to see more, but he played his work. And also another honorable mention, the last honorable mention, would be Justin Reid. My personal opinion, Justin Reid was a baller also. He was a gamer. All he really was missing was a competent safety on the other side of him. His last 2 years with the Houston Texans, 2020 and 2021, and in 2018, the dude was nice. The dude was very solid. Having guys back there that can play their position alongside him to where he didn't have to do everything, I felt like that was the best for Justin Reid. Now, those were just my honorable mention draftees. You could have also named Ben Jones, Brandon Brooks, DJ Swearinger, DJ Reader, Zach Cunningham. Those guys were all ballers with the Houston Texans, my personal opinion. But now for the main event, it's already been 3 minutes. Let's go ahead and jump into the best players that the Houston Texans have drafted and brought in for free agency in the past 10 years. The first, my personal opinion, is going to be Lamar Miller, for the simple fact, since we lost Arian Foster, he's been our best running back on this team. Brought him here in 2016. 2018 Pro Bowl with the Houston Texans. He rushed for 716 attempts, 2,934 yards with 13 touchdowns. I feel like if the offensive line wasn't as bad as it was, Lamar Miller would have had a better career here with the Houston Texans. That's just my personal opinion. The next free agent that was the best in my personal opinion, I know y'all are gonna debate about this one. Y'all gonna say, I don't know. But I'm going Tyrann Mathieu. I'm going Tyrann Mathieu for the simple fact that the Houston Texans went out there and made a ballsy free agency move. A lot of people during the offseason were already saying, we aren't gonna get Tyrann Mathieu. There's no way. And when we did it, it was honestly one of the best feel-good moments of the past, or in the recent history of the Houston Texans. Unfortunately, he only played 1 year, but he did want to re-sign with the Houston Texans. And it's debatable that he had one of his best seasons with the Houston Texans. Unfortunately, we know how Rag does. He doesn't really know how to put players in their right position. Most of the time, he doesn't really know how to scheme the best. And, that's just my personal opinion. His games here, 16 games total, 2 interceptions, 3 sacks, for 89 total tackles. I honestly think Tyrann Mathieu was a beast here. And if we would have kept him, if we would have re-signed him, man, it would have done wonders for this team. Now, for the drafted players, I have 3. First, you gotta go with Jadeveon Clowney, my personal opinion. I know he wasn't the best for a first overall pick, but for the simple fact he really played and he was a baller, he was a gamer, he was a guy that if you schemed him correctly, if Rag knew what he was doing with this dude, he was going on. Mainly it was Romeo Crennel not putting him in the right position, which led to him not getting those 10 sacks in my personal opinion, and also him having to deal with injuries early on in his career, him having to battle, and also not having JJ Watt opposite side of him for 2 seasons, which, you know, it would have helped having Jadeveon Clowney and JJ Watt on our defense during those years. 3-time Pro Bowler, you know, so it was pretty solid, man. The next drafted player who I feel like was really very good for the Houston Texans, I'm going DeAndre Hopkins. Nuke him. It really doesn't. We don't really need to talk about Nuke him, bro. 3-time All-Pro, 4-time Pro Bowler, 632 receptions, 8,602 yards, 54 touchdowns. All those are second all-time to the GOAT. You know, Andre Johnson. You know, but DeAndre Hopkins, bro, he's a GOAT in his own category, in my opinion. He's on the Mount Rushmore of Houston Texans players. If you had to have 4 players on the Mount Rushmore of Houston Texans, you gotta add DeAndre Hopkins. It's only right. And now for the last drafted player who I felt like was a very good addition to the team. Controversial, I know. I'm going Deshaun Watson, man. Like, when he was here, we got him, man. He was he was a motherfucking dog, bro. It sucks that he's gone now. It sucks that the Houston Texans and him couldn't see eye to eye. I'm gonna keep it at that. I don't really gotta get into it, but it's your boy L Noah signing off. Peace. Go Texans.